evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's broadcast of the Epic Basketball League. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with playoff action. It is the gold tier, the championship tier of playoffs, and it is Game 4 between the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers. We will be playing in Houston tonight in the Hoff-Hines Pavilion. On the screen now, you see the gold tier playoff bracket, where the final 8 teams have been whittled down to 5. And you can see on the left-hand side of the screen the results of the gold tier playoff quarterfinal series. The Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Milwaukee Bucks all swept the quarterfinal series to move on to the semis. And the Los Angeles Lakers look like they were on their way to a sweep after winning games 1 and 2 at home. But when the series shifted to Houston, it was the Rockets who took the win in Game 3 to force tonight's Game 4 behind a sensational performance by Mike NEWLIN, the shooting guard for the Rockets, who put up 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists to go with 27 points from Jack MARIN and 21 from Jimmy Walker, as the Lakers coughed up 32 turnovers in the Game 3 defeat. So that brings us to Game 4 here tonight in Houston, as we take you to tonight's starting lineups and as we say hello to SDG Replays. Kent in the chat room, thank you for coming by tonight for basketball action. As we take you courtside for the Lakers and the Rockets. Starting for the Los Angeles Lakers, their usual starting 5. Jerry West and Gail Goodrich, of course, your backcourt superstars. Jerry West, a.k.a. Mr. Clutch, a.k.a. The Logo, 13 years out of West Virginia. 22.8 points per game and 8.8 assists in the regular season. That was good enough for 4th in the league in the assist category. The forwards are the very reliable Jim McMillan out of Columbia, and Bill Bridges, a veteran rebounding stud out of the University of Kansas. And, of course, the big man in the middle, also out of Kansas. 14 years in the league, age 36. He is Wilt Chamberlain, and he is still a legend. Even at the age of 36, he led the league in rebounding at 18.6 per game, led the league in field goal percentage, and was number 2 in the league in minutes played. Those are your starters for Los Angeles. And in the regular NBA season in 72-73, the Lakers made it to the finals before falling to Willis Reed and the New York Knicks in the 73 playoffs. Houston is the Cinderella story of these playoffs. They finished dead last in the Gold Division in Epic Basketball League season play, but they have forced Game 4 here in Houston after that surprise win in Game 3 under the leadership of Johnny Egan. And we see the starting lineup, the backcourt. Jimmy Walker and Mike NEWLIN, who led the excitement in the Game 3 victory, along with Jack MARIN, the small forward. Walker, of course, 6 years out of Providence. He is a high flyer and a high-volume shooter, as they would say. Mike NEWLIN just in his 2nd year out of Utah. And Jack MARIN, the veteran, 7 years out of Duke. Traded to Houston from Baltimore in exchange for Elvin Hayes after Hayes clashed with the previous Houston head coach Tex Winter. Rudy Tomjanovich is the best player on this squad. He is the power forward. Third year out of Michigan, averaged 19 points per game and almost 12 rebounds in 72-73. And the big man in the middle, Otto Moore, 6'11", 205 out of Texas Pan American, also averaged a double-double in the 72-73 NBA season, but he will have the unenviable task of locking horns with Wilt Chamberlain in the post throughout the night. And with that, we are ready to get things started as the team takes the floor, and we are ready for the opening tip-off. And the opening tip is controlled by Los Angeles. They'll have the first possession of the game, moving from right to left on your computer screen under the leadership of Jerry West. It's West out on top. He comes off a screen. He's picked up by Jack Marin. West zips it over to McMillan on the outside. That's a bad pass, and it is stolen away by Mike NEWLIN. So already LA commits a turnover. They committed 32 of them in Game 3 to go down to defeat. And now Houston has their first possession of the ball game. Rockets with Jimmy Walker at the point, really a combo guard and a shooter. He gets it inside to Tomjanovich. Tomjanovich steps around Bridges, lays it up off the glass, and good, and the Rockets have the 2-0 lead. The fans here at Hoff-Hines Pavilion in Houston rooting for their squad to pull the upset once again and force a Game 5, a decisive Game 5 back in Los Angeles. Laker basketball now. West looks to Goodrich on the wing. Goodrich steps around NEWLIN, gets into the paint. His shot is no good, and Otto Moore pulls the rebound. Quick outlet to Jimmy Walker, and the Rockets want to run. It's 2-on-2, Walker and NEWLIN. NEWLIN drives to the left-hand side of the lane, and his shot is blocked. Wilt Chamberlain got him from behind. Good recovery by Chamberlain on the defensive end. Look at that 36-year-old son of a gun go. Jerry West comes out with it for LA. Lakers will have another possession as West calls the motion offense. He's guarded by Jimmy Walker out there. West sends it to McMillan. McMillan steps into the lane. His shot is no good, but Bill Bridges grabs the offensive board for the Lakers. Bridges going up strong, and he's called for the offensive foul. Rudy Tomjanovich tightly defending that offensive rebound, draws the charge, and will go the other way. Houston still on top, 2-0, 1 minute into the ball game. It's NEWLIN from the outside, dishing it to Tomjanovich down low. Rudy T puts one around the rim and out. Marin with a tip, no good. Marin catches the rebound. Marin's going to take it up strong again, pump fakes, shoots, and scores, and it's 4-0 Houston. As we welcome Philip Reynolds to the chat room. Dave, are you going to get hoops? I assume you're referring to the play.com version of the Highlight Maker hoops. And the answer is probably so. In August, I will be headed out to Denver for the Play.con, the Play Games convention, and I will probably pick up my copy of the Hoops game at the convention this summer. A quick swig of Diet Dr. Pepper, and we're back in action with Houston on top 4-0. LA still looking for their first points of the game, and now McMillan takes the pass from West, fakes left, dribbles right, and is called for the double dribble. Another turnover. 3 turnovers now for LA as Houston looks to extend the early lead. Walker in the front court wants to get Marin involved. Marin dumps it down to Moore. Now it's over to NEWLIN on the wing. Good ball movement by the Rockets. They get it back over to Marin. He's in trouble, and he throws it away. And now it is LA going 3-on-2 the other way. West intercepts the pass. West drives it down the floor, dumps it to McMillan. McMillan goes to his left, lays it up, and good. First basket of the night for the Lakers. It is a 4-2 ball game. Houston back on offense. This time they dump it down low to MARIN. MARIN's in trouble. He's got WILT Chamberlain all over him into the paint. He has to force the pass out to NEWLIN on the outside. It's tipped away and stolen by Bill Bridges. LA is going to walk it back the other way, looking to tie the score on this possession. West on the outside. Hands it off to McMillan. McMillan sends it over to Goodrich. Goodrich slides around Rudy T. Takes it into the paint. His shot is no good. And on the rebound, we have got a whistle and a loose ball foul. And that is going to go against Chamberlain for the Lakers. Possession goes back over to Houston. With Walker once again at the helm. This time Walker calls his own number, and from 15 feet out, he buries it. Walker hits the long jump shot, and Houston now leads 6-2. LA back on the possession. This time they're going to try the inside game. West dumps it to McMillan in the paint. McMillan gets to his left hand, lays it up, and good. It is a 6-4 game. Houston now back on the offense. They dump it down to Moore down low. Back to Walker. Good ball movement again as they work it around the paint, looking for the open shot. They finally get it to MARIN for the fadeaway jump shot. That's too strong, and Bridges takes another rebound for the Lakers. Lakers coming back to the offense. They dump it down to Chamberlain on the post, and he is whistled for the charge. Oh my goodness, 2 quick fouls on WILT Chamberlain. And just 3 minutes into this game, Chamberlain will go to the bench. And LA coach Bill Sharman is not happy with the call there, as Chamberlain is called for the charge. He's going to have to go to the bench, and he will be replaced by Mel Counts, the veteran out of Oregon State. And another 7-footer to man the post for the Lakers. Houston leading 6-4 with the basketball. Let's see if they can take advantage of this opportunity to extend the lead. Walker brings it up. Loses it. Picks it up. Gets it over to NEWLIN. NEWLIN with the jump shot from deep is no good. Otto Moore comes out with the offensive board for Houston. Moore with a putback. Tries to take it up strong, and he is fouled hard by Mel Counts. That is the first personal against Counts. That's on the floor. It'll be a side out for Houston. MARIN to inbound for the Rockets. Passes it in low to Tomjanovich. Out high to Walker. Walker weaving through traffic, and he is fouled on the drive by Counts, and that is 2 on Counts. So quickly, both the frontline centers for LA have gone to the bench in foul trouble. And it will be the third stringer coming in for LA, Travis Grant, a rookie out of Kentucky State. So the fouls piling up here for the Lakers in the early going. As Travis Grant checks into the game, Houston again with a side out, MARIN to inbound. Gets it out to Walker, back to MARIN in the paint. Turnaround jump shot is good. That's 4 points for Jack MARIN, and the Houston lead is 4. 8-4 is the score here. West brings it up, sends it to Goodrich on the wing. Down to McMillan on the baseline. Over to West. Now they find Travis Grant from the baseline. His outside jump shot is no good. And on the rebound, we have got a whistle and a loose ball, and that's going to go against Bridges. That is 2 fouls on Bridges. And that's going to bring Mel Counts back into the game. Goodness gracious, look at that foul trouble for LA this early in the contest. And it is the case of home cooking, says Coach Bill Sharman. Question is Olajuwon on Houston. This is back in 72-73. Olajuwon didn't come along till the 90s, but he was a Houston legend indeed, and I look forward to the days when we get to see him perform here in the Epic Basketball League. As Kent Blaylock points out, Akeem came into the league in the late 80s, and it was the mid-90s when the Rockets had their championship run with Akeem and Clyde Drexler and, of course, Kenny Smith at the point guard. All right, 8-4 Houston with the lead and the basketball. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. Walker brings it up. Gets it inside to Tomjanovich. Rudy T steps around Grant, lays it up, and good. And Houston takes the lead 10-4. LA looking for anything good to happen. They get it to Goodrich. Goodrich steps around NEWLIN, gets into the lane. His finger roll is up high off the glass and through the net for Goodrich, first points of the night. It's 10-6. Houston continues to work it to Tomjanovich. He's got a mismatch down there low against Goodrich, but now the double team comes over. Tomjanovich is trapped. He's called for 3 seconds. That's a turnover. Good defense for LA on that possession. LA regains the basketball. West dribbles into the front court. They're running a 1-4 set. West finds Goodrich on the baseline for the open look. That's no good. Mel Counts snags the offensive rebound, and his putback is good. 10-8 now. LA on the comeback trail. Houston basketball, 7 minutes to play, first quarter. Inside they look again to Tomjanovich, posting down low. Unloads from point-blank range, not this time. But Mike NEWLIN snags the rebound and passes it back out on top for Houston. They'll reset. Now it's Walker with an open look from the top of the key. Deep jump shot is nothing but the bottom of the net. Houston now up 12-8. Much to the delight of the fans here in the Hoff-Hines Pavilion. Now here's a jump shot from Gail Goodrich. He scores that one, and again it's a 2-point game. Coming back the other way, it's Walker, defended by West on the outside. Walker's jump shot falls short, but a foul is called on Jerry West. That is the 5th team foul on Los Angeles, and that will put Jimmy Walker on the line for a pair. Houston yet to be called for a foul in this one, and LA's already got 3 guys in foul trouble. As Walker steps to the line, 1 for 2 on the free throws. Rudy Tomjanovich rips the offensive rebound on the missed foul shot. His putback attempt is good, and Houston has opened up a 5-point lead, 15-10. Goodness, if anything can go wrong for LA in this first period, it has gone wrong. As the Lakers try and get their bearings back on offense, they get it down low to the rookie Travis Grant, backing down on Tomjanovich. He turns, shoots, and scores. It's 15-12. Houston back on the offense. Now they're going to look inside to Otto Moore. He's got room to operate against Counts. He hits the turnaround. 17-12 now, Houston on top, as we have reached the midway point of the first period. LA back the other way. Here's an inside look for Mel Counts. That's no good. Rudy T takes the rebound for Houston, and the Rockets have another possession. Here's Walker from the outside, guarded by West. Dumps it down low to Otto Moore. Moore gets around Counts, cannot get the shot to go, and Counts takes the rebound. Quick outlet to Jerry West. Lakers have it 2-on-2 going the other way. West dribbles to his right. Gets into the lane, finds Goodrich in the center of the court. That shot is no good, but he is fouled on the attempt by NEWLIN, and that will send Gail Goodrich to the line for a pair of free throws. Philip Reynolds, are we going to see wrestling action anytime soon? There will be wrestling on the channel tomorrow afternoon, and we will have the full lineup for you during our halftime break here at the Epic Basketball League. Into the game at the center position now for Los Angeles is Roger Brown, another rookie, 6'11", 230 out of Kansas. Not to be mistaken for Roger Brown, the Pacer great who came along a little later. But this fella is now the fourth guy that has played center for LA already in the first 6 minutes of action. Goodrich, with LA trailing by 4, steps to the line for his second shot. That's good. Goodrich now with 6 points to lead LA, and the Lakers are back to within 3. 5.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Tomjanovich in the low post. Pump fakes, shoots, and scores. He's got 8 points. He leads all scorers. Houston back out on top by 5. LA back the other way. It's West. Comes off a screen, has an open look. The shot is no good. West gets his own rebound on the long carom and kicks it over to Goodrich. Lakers will reset. Some confusion on the defensive end. McMillan is wide open, but he can't bury the jump shot, and Rudy T recovers for a rebound for Houston. Under 5 to play, Houston with the basketball. They get it inside to Jack MARIN in the paint. He sends it over to Tomjanovich, but Rudy T has his shot deflected by Travis Grant, and Gail Goodrich pulls it down for LA. It's 2-on-2, Lakers on the run. West and Goodrich dashing down the floor. West dribbles to his left. West takes it into the lane. His layup is no good, but he is fouled on the play. Actually, the whistle is on the loose ball foul, and they're going to call that on Jerry West, and that is 2 on Jerry West. Oh my goodness, the foul trouble keeps piling up for LA. In Game 3, it was turnovers. In Game 4, it is foul trouble, as the first quarter has barely gotten started. And already we've got 4 Lakers having been whistled for 2 fouls apiece. Rudy Tomjanovich steps to the line as Houston is in the bonus. Tomjanovich hits the first as we say hello to Cleveland baseball fan 879 here in the chat room. Tomjanovich hits both the free throws as Jerry West leaves the game to be replaced at the point by Pat Riley. LA now trailing by 7, their biggest deficit of the ball game, as the wheels have fallen off for the Lakers here in Game 4. Riley sends it to McMillan. McMillan with the jump shot from the elbow. That is good. It's a 5-point lead once again. Houston comes back. They find NEWLIN open from the top of the key, and he buries that one. That's his first basket of the game after a near triple-double in Game 3 for NEWLIN. 24 points, 11 boards, 8 assists in the Houston victory. 4:15 to play now. First quarter, Houston up by 7, 23-16. Pat Riley setting up the offense for LA. Riley sends it over to Goodrich. We've got a whistle and double fouls now called as Roger Brown and Otto Moore get tangled up. They're both whistled for personal fouls, and that did not improve the mood of Bill Sharman one bit. As he is giving the referees an earful. LA basketball, they'll have 14 to shoot. 4 minutes to play in the first. It's a side out, McMillan to inbound. He sends the ball down low to Roger Brown. Brown's got Otto Moore all over him. They dump it into McMillan in the paint. And Moore got over and blocked that shot out of bounds. LA will retain possession with 7 on the shot clock. Now 4 on the shot clock. They're going to have to do something quickly here. Riley inbounds to Goodrich. Goodrich to Grant on the baseline. Grant with the quick shot as the shot clock is running down. That falls short, and Jack MARIN takes the rebound for Houston. Houston with a 7-point lead, under 4 to play. Here's a jump shot from the wing by Tomjanovich. He shoots and scores. He's got 12 points this quarter, and Houston now is on top by 9, 25-16. As the Lakers have struggled here in Hoff-Heinz Pavilion this evening. Here's Brown on the perimeter. Chased out there by Otto Moore. Brown tries to go baseline, and Moore just knocks him to the floor. That is 2 on Otto Moore. He'll come out of the game to be replaced by Cliff Mealy as LA resets the offense. Just the third team foul on Houston here in the period. Bridges to inbound for LA. They get it outside to Goodrich. Goodrich dumps it into Bridges down low. The short shot by Bridges is off the glass. No good, but Bridges catches his own rebound and tips it back home. 25-18 now. LA still trails by 7. Houston back on the offense. And we've got a whistle and an illegal defense warning charged to LA. That'll just be a warning. And Houston will restart the offense. Now we've got Mealy and Riley exchanging words. Walker trying to set the offense up on the perimeter, and he has his pass stolen away by Goodrich for the Lakers. Lakers still trail by 7. As they reset the offense, the open man for LA is Grant down on the low block. Posting up against Mealy, he shoots and scores. Finally, somebody on the court with more points than fouls for the Lakers, as Grant now has 4 off the bench, and that basket pulls LA to within 5. 25-20, 3 minutes to play first quarter. Here's an inside look for Jack Marin off a nice feed by Walker. Marin drains the short jump shot to put Houston back on top by 7. Lakers again find Travis Grant very active on the offense. His baseline jump shot is no good. But Bill Bridges goes up high for the rebound for LA. His putback attempt is up and good, and he is fouled on the play by Tomjanovich. Bill Bridges goes to the line with the opportunity for a 3-point play. And into the game now for Houston for the first time, the very exciting backup guard, Calvin Murphy. Murphy, a legend in Houston Rockets lore. As Bridges completes the 3-point play, and that makes it a 4-point game, 27-23. Houston with the lead. Just 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Walker into the front court. Looks into Rudy T in the paint, and Rudy T buries another one. The jump hook shot is good. Tomjanovich, 14 points on the quarter, and Houston back on top by 6. LA on the offense. They get it into the hands of Goodrich. His shot is offline, and Marin takes the rebound for Houston. Houston looks to extend the lead. Walker to Murphy. Murphy working on Goodrich out at the free throw line. Little 2-man game going with Jimmy Walker here. Now Murphy takes the pass from Marin, and Murphy is fouled by Goodrich. Looked like he had an open path to the goal, but Goodrich grabbed him, and that'll send Murphy to the free throw line with Houston in the bonus. One of the great free throw shooters in NBA history. Murphy hits the first. And a full complement of substitutions for LA. As now Keith Erickson will run the point. Murphy 2 for 2 on the free throws. It's Erickson and Riley in the backcourt. Roger Brown at the center. The forwards are Travis Grant, and just into the game, the small forward position, Bill Turner out of the University of Akron, my alma mater, represented here in the Epic Basketball League tonight. 2:09 to play in the first. Houston goes back on top by 8, 31-23. LA with the basketball now with Erickson at the point. On the outside, it's Riley. Riley with the deep jump shot. That falls short. And Tomjanovich with the rebound for Houston. Houston with the opportunity to open up a double-digit lead if they can score here. Murphy brings the ball up. Swings it to Marin. Back out to Murphy high. Looking for the open man. They run a screen for Jimmy Walker. Walker gets free in the lane, lays it up and good. And he goes down hard, but no foul is called. as he gets the roll. He's got 7 points, and Houston has opened up a 10-point lead. 33-23. Houston putting up a lot of points here in the quarter. 14 of 21 from the field are the Rockets, and the Lakers are indeed frustrated. LA trying to cook up some offense here. They get it to Riley. Riley on the outside, picked up by Murphy. Comes off the screen, gets into the lane. His layup is good, and he is fouled on the play. Nicely set up by Bill Turner. As Riley gets the hoop and the harm, and he will go to the free throw line with the opportunity for the three-point play. That foul is called on Cliff Mealy for Houston. Substitutions for the Rockets into the game for the first time is Eric McWilliams, a rookie out of Long Beach State. And down low we have Zaid Abdul-Aziz, the fifth-year man out of Iowa State, a former member of the Seattle Supersonics, coming into the game at the center position. As Riley goes to the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play. His shot is up and good. 21 straight free throw hits for Pat Riley, and he has cut the Houston lead to 7. Rockets back on the offense. Ball in the hands of Calvin Murphy, the dynamic point guard. Ooh, zips around Keith Erickson, gets into the lane. The shot is no good. Little teardrop, fell short, and Erickson takes the rebound for LA. LA finds Grant on the outside. He drives into the lane. He's cut off. His shot is no good. He wanted the foul call, didn't get it. Cliff Mealy takes the rebound for Houston. And we have just over a minute to play. Houston with the basketball in a 7-point lead. They get it once again to Murphy. Murphy back and forth. Sends it to Mealy on the baseline. The shot is no good. And Travis Grant with the rebound for LA. Quick outlet to Erickson. LA has numbers. Erickson pushes the tempo. He's got Riley and Brown on the wings. Here's Brown with it on the baseline. Cross courts it to Riley. Riley takes it hard to the basket, and he's called for the charge. Another unpopular call with LA coach Bill Sharman. As LA commits the offensive foul, Houston regains possession. We now have 54 seconds to play in the first period. Houston with the basketball, leading 33-26. Houston sets up a spread offense. They get it to NEWLIN on the outside. NEWLIN steps around Goodrich, gets into the lane, shot no good. Tipped by Mealy, no good. Mel Counts with the rebound for LA. LA still trailing by 7. Erickson dumps it off to McMillan for the long jump shot. That's off the rim, no good. Erickson grabs the offensive rebound, taps it out to Gail Goodrich. The Lakers will reset. McMillan with another open look from the outside, this time from the baseline. That's too strong, and Mealy takes the rebound for the Rockets. Quick outlet to Walker. Houston's now got 4-on-1 going the other way. Walker leads the charge. Dumps it to Mealy, the trailer. Mealy takes it strong to the hole, finds Walker on the give and go. Walker lays it up and good. 9 points now for Jimmy Walker, and Houston is back on top by 9. 21 seconds to play in the quarter. And it looks like the Lakers are going to hold for the final shot of the period. As we say hello to the Gold Eagle 99 here in the chat room. And now we've got a member of the Lakers shaken up, Roger Brown, headed to the bench as things go from bad to worse for LA. And Gail Goodrich was indeed a top 10 scorer. He finished 8th in the league in 72-73 at 23.9 points per game. I keep cheat sheets on that, so I didn't get that from memory, but at the beginning of the year I make a little cheat sheet on each of the squads and keep track of facts just like that for moments just like this. All right, 21 seconds to go in the period. LA is going to hold for the final shot. Bridges to inbound for the Lakers. They get it to Goodrich on the outside. His long jump shot is no good. The ball is batted around. Riley comes out with it. 2 seconds left. Can they get a shot off? They look to Bridges on the inside on the alley-oop. His shot is good, and he's fouled by Tomjanovich. What a look by Gail Goodrich to get the ball into Bridges for the basket and the foul. Number 2 on Rudy Tomjanovich, and with 1 second to play on the clock here in the first quarter, Bridges has the opportunity for the three-point play. His shot is good. That is 8 points now for Bridges to lead the Lakers. And we'll see if Houston can do anything in the final second. A long heave from NEWLIN. Finds Mealy on the inside. The short jump shot at the buzzer is no good. That is the end of your first period of play with the score Houston 35 and Los Angeles 29. All right, let's see if we can get a box score here. Here is your first quarter box score. From Houston, it is the Rockets on top 35-29 at the end of the first period. But the real story in that first period was the foul trouble. Houston, by the end of the period, had been called for 6 fouls, including 2 on Moore and 2 on Tomjanovich, but 11 fouls committed by the Lakers, 2 apiece for Jerry West, Bill Bridges, Wilt Chamberlain, and Mel Counts. And with Roger Brown going out of the game shaken up, the Lakers are really going to have to juggle those front court minutes and try and keep guys out of foul trouble the rest of the way. Leading scorers in the period, of course, Rudy Tomjanovich, 14 points and also 4 rebounds for the Rockets. Outstanding first quarter for Tomjanovich. And for LA, it was Bill Bridges picking up the slack with 8 points and 4 rebounds. The other big differential here is in the field goal shooting. Houston 15 of 27 for 56%, while LA managed only 12 for 31 for 39%. So your first quarter score has the Rockets on top by 6, and we are ready to go back to action. And as I mentioned at halftime, we'll have a recap from other events around the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, including a preview of tomorrow's Heartland Championship Wrestling action on the channel. All right, we are ready for action here in quarter number 2. It's going to be the starting lineups back out there for both teams. We'll have to keep an eye on the foul trouble as Tomjanovich and Moore for Houston, Bridges and Chamberlain for LA, all playing with 2 fouls here opening up the period. The opening tip is controlled by Los Angeles. They'll have the first possession. And immediately they look to Gail Goodrich on the wing. He is their ace gun, and he scores that one. Didn't even move the net on that 15-footer. And just like that, LA is back to within 4, 30. Houston now back on the offense. Rudy Tomjanovich, the hot hand. They're going to try and get it inside to him. And Tomjanovich takes the pass on the low block, and the little fadeaway hits nothing but the bottom of the net. 16 for Rudy T. Houston back on top by 6. West on the perimeter finds Goodrich again. Goodrich this time drives to the hole, gets around NEWLIN. The layup is no good. Tip by McMillan, no good. Otto Moore pulls it out of there for Houston. Houston back quickly in transition. They've got an open look for MARIN on the left wing. He can't score it, but the rebound is tipped around and finally ends up in the hands of Jimmy Walker for the Rockets. Walker on the outside has an open look and scores it. Picked up that loose ball, and with ice water in his veins, he drained the jump shot. He's hit 5 in a row. He's now in double digits with 11 for Houston. Rockets now on top by 8, 39-31. As LA comes back, Jerry West directing traffic. Finds Goodrich on the perimeter. Pick and roll comes off the screen. Goodrich gets into the lane. The layup is good. 10 points now for Gail Goodrich to lead LA. Lakers still trail by 6. Houston back on the offense. They find Jack MARIN on the inside, and he puts one off the glass and good. 8 points now for MARIN. Houston leads by 8. West with a behind-the-back pass to Bridges for the easy layup for the Lakers. Bridges now in double digits with 10. Credit the assist to Jerry West on a sweet-looking pass. 41-35, Houston with the lead and the basketball. They're just going to continue to pound it on the inside to Tomjanovich. Another short jump shot over Bridges. This one is offline, and Bridges takes the rebound. LA back on the possession. Their go-to guy is Goodrich. West gets it to him at the free throw line. He takes it to the hoop where he is detained by Otto Moore. Moore blocks the shot. Tipped by Bridges. Bridges snatches the rebound. Bridges takes it up strong with a jump hook and scores it. That's 5 straight for Bridges. LA back to within 4. As Dave Gardner joins us into the chat room. Hello, Dave, my man. How are you? Good to see you. Thinking back, the last time we were on the channel with Epic Basketball League action was 2 weeks ago tonight. And I had a little sore throat and a little runny nose and thought I had allergies, and I was sucking down as much fluids as I could get just to keep the voice loose. And a couple of days later, I figured out that it was not my allergies, it was COVID. And my first symptoms happened 2 weeks ago tonight during this very broadcast. Was down pretty much all of the following week. Last Friday night, I was back to full-time work, but just didn't have the energy to do a game last week. And in fact, last Friday night, it was Steve Tower celebrating his 2,000 subscribers with a special Friday night broadcast that I enjoyed. But tonight, it is good to be back to full health. I'm back to work and back on the channel with Epic Basketball League action. We've got 10 minutes to play in the second period. Houston has the basketball. They lead by 4. And they run an open screen for NEWLIN. NEWLIN has an open look outside, gets into the lane, comes around the corner, and he collides with Bridges, and they're going to call the offensive foul on NEWLIN. Nice defense by Bridges to duck under the screen, establish position, and draw the charge. LA still trails by 4. They now have the basketball. Chance to cut it to within 2, which is as close as it's been in quite some time. West out on the top of the key, directing traffic. He looks inside to Bridges. Bridges working on Rudy T down low. The 10-foot jump shot by Bridges is way off target. McMillan grabs the offensive rebound, sends it back to West. 11 on the shot clock, plenty of time. West on the perimeter. Gets it over to Goodrich, gets it back, sets, launches, and scores. Basket by Goodrich. He's got 12 points, and the LA Lakers have cut the lead to 2. LA on the comeback trail. Houston trying to hold the lead here with this possession. Again, it's Mike NEWLIN with a look from outside. Well defended by Goodrich. The jump shot is no good. But Goodrich got him on the elbow, and that is 2 on Goodrich, which will send Mike NEWLIN to the free throw stripe. NEWLIN first shot rolls around and drops. Mike NEWLIN was number 3 in the NBA in the 72-73 season with a free throw percentage of 88.6%. And NEWLIN avoids the sportscaster's jinx, hits the second free throw, and puts Houston up ahead once again by 4. 43-39, 9.5 to play, second period. Once again, they run the offense through Goodrich. Goodrich Dumps it down into West. West with the underhand layup, no good. Tipped by Chamberlain, no good. And finally, Otto Moore comes out with it for the Rockets. Quickly back in transition. Walker is rushing it down to the other end of the court, and Walker is called for the offensive foul. Jimmy Walker runs over Goodrich. That is his first, and that will give the ball back to L.A. as L.A. continues the uphill struggle to keep this game close. It's West on the outside, picked up by Walker. West wants to attack. Fakes right, dribbles left. Tries to get it into Chamberlain and threw it away for the turnover. 6 turnovers for each team here in the second period. Back into the game for Houston is Calvin Murphy, as the Rockets have the possession with the 4-point lead, and immediately Murphy's going to go to work. Murphy working on Goodrich. Gets the pass, sends it over to MARIN. MARIN and Walker with a little 2-man game going. Murphy off the screen, gets into the lane. Short jump shot is no good, but Goodrich got him on the arm, and that is 3 on Gail Goodrich. And that will send Calvin Murphy back to the free throw line. The foul totals continue to pile up for L.A. and a rare miss on the free throw by Murphy. Sportscaster's jinx got him that time. The second attempt by Murphy is good, and that puts Houston up by 5. 44-39 as JVD is in the studios, as well as Clinton Parks. Good evening to you, Clinton, my friend. And JVD, dribble fast and box out. Got some coaching going from the sidelines there. Always a good thing. We're under 9 to play in the second period. LA with the basketball. They still trail by 5. Looking for the open man inside. Can they get it to Bridges on the low block? He's battling hip to hip with Tomjanovich there. Finally gets the pass from West. Fakes, shoots, and Tomjanovich got a piece of it. Rudy T did not buy the ball fake. Otto Moore comes out with it for Houston. Rockets with another possession. Tomjanovich gets back, beats his man down the court, gets the pass from the top of the key and lays it home. He's got 18 points now to lead all scorers. Rudy T is tearing it up, and Houston back on top by 7. As Clinton Park says, I'm here for Calvin Murphy. And Murphy, indeed, a very exciting ball player. All right, here's West setting up the offense. 14 on the shot clock. Looks to distribute. Finds Erickson wide open on the perimeter. Erickson off the screen. Has room to operate. Instead, tries to dump it in down low to Chamberlain. He should have taken the shot. Instead, he passed it to Chamberlain. That pass was errant and out of bounds for the turnover. Ball goes back over to Houston. Mike NEWLIN back into the game for the Rockets. Rockets on top by 7. Under 8 minutes to play before halftime. Houston by 7. They work the ball down to MARIN on the baseline. His baseline jump shot is pure. And Jack MARIN now in double digits with 10. 48-39, Houston on top. Lakers crawled to within 4. Houston has extended the lead once again. West with it on the outside, wants to attack. Loose ball, West gets it back. Runs into Otto Moore in the lane. West gets the shot off and no good. Actually rolls around, puts it up off the glass and good. I'm not sure how he got that one up over Otto Moore, but he got the job done. That is the first basket of the night for Jerry West, believe it or not. And Houston still leads by 7 with the basketball. 48-41 Rockets. They look inside to MARIN. MARIN in close, has his shot blocked by McMillan. Good defense by the Lakers. As Chamberlain grabs the rebound out of there, and LA can go in transition. It's 3-on-3. It's Jerry West dribbling down the center of the floor. Finds McMillan on the wing. McMillan back to West. West goes to the left hand, lays it up and good. 4 quick points for Jerry West, and LA is back to within 5. 48-43, Houston with the lead and the basketball. Tomjanovich wants it in the low post. He turns, shoots over Bridges, and scores it again. Rudy T is lighting it up. He's got 20 points, and Houston is back on top by 7. As now we're starting to see a few bumps and glitches in our Action PC basketball program. 50-43 is your score. We're under 7 to play in the second period. LA with the basketball. They get it to Erickson. Erickson's going to try and put one up from the elbow, and it's off the rim, no good. Left that one short, and Jack Marin takes the rebound for Houston. Houston pounding the ball inside. We've got NEWLIN a little hobbled, but he's going to stay in the game. They get the ball to NEWLIN at the top of the key. His shot is no good, but Erickson got him on the foul, and it will be Mike NEWLIN back to the free throw line for Houston. NEWLIN will shoot 2, foul on the shot, and the first one is good. NEWLIN now 2 for 2, and that puts Houston back on top by 9. As Houston has successfully survived the little mini run there by the Lakers and reestablished control of this game midway through the second period. Here's a wild shot by Jerry West, way off target. He's complaining that Walker hit him, but the referees aren't hearing it, and the ball is going to go the other way. Houston sets up the offense. They get it to Otto Moore down low. He's got Erickson on his hip on the switch. Finds Marin on the perimeter. Marin's going to pull the trigger from the baseline, and his jump shot is too strong. McMillan with the rebound for LA. It's 3-on-3 going the opposite direction, and this time West is going to slow things down. They find McMillan open on the outside. He's got an open look in transition, but that's offline, and Otto Moore grabs the rebound for the Rockets. Rockets looking to reestablish a double-digit lead. They get it to Marin on the perimeter, and he scores again. And Houston now has their biggest lead of the night, 54-43. 5 minutes and change remaining in the second period. WILT Chamberlain's been quiet on the offensive end. He gets the pass, and he's fouled by Marin. First foul on Marin, first team foul on Houston in the period. And it will be a side out for the Lakers. Bridges to inbound. LA scoreless for over 2 minutes. They get it into Bridges. He can't hit. McMillan cleans the offensive glass. McMillan with a putback. That's no good. The ball ends up in the hands of Riley. And Riley is going to pull it back out for the Lakers to reset the offense. They get it to West. West down low to Chamberlain. Chamberlain's shot is up and good, and he is fouled by Otto Moore. Chamberlain will shoot 1. Hide the women and children. As Otto Moore goes to the bench with his third foul. Chamberlain, as you know, a notoriously bad free throw shooter. 51%, but he hits this one. And he's got a 3-point play. Those are his first points of the night, believe it or not. LA back to within 8, 54-46. 4:23 to play in the second quarter. Walker dribbles into the front court. Calls for the screen. Drives to the hole, runs into Chamberlain in the middle. That's a bad idea. His shot is no good. But West is called for the foul as Walker and West collided in the lane, and that's going to be 3 on Jerry West. And that's going to send Walker to the line. So once again, the Lakers experiencing foul trouble as Goodrich and West are both on the bench with 3 fouls. And into the game for the first time for the Lakers is Jim Price. Price, a rookie out of Louisville, would go on to be an all-star in 1975 for just getting things started here in his career. Walker 2 for 2 from the line, and Houston goes back on top by 10. Just a rough night all around for the Lakers here in the first half. But they only trail by 10, plenty of time to go. Price now running the point. They get the ball down low to Bridges. Bridges working on Rudy T, takes it up strong. Off the rim, no good. Bridges with his own rebound. Bridges on the putback attempt. Too much mustard on that hot dog, and that's a turnover. Steal by Tomjanovich. But the Lakers quickly back on transition defense are going to force Houston to set it up in the half court. They find Tomjanovich in the corner for a baseline jump shot, and he is on fire. Tomjanovich from the baseline shoots and scores. He's got 22 points. Houston is now up by 12, 58-46. Lakers have got to do something here. Down low it goes to Chamberlain. Chamberlain tries to go up strong against Mealy. Misses the shot. Gets his own rebound. Chamberlain on the putback slams it home. Wilt Chamberlain took matters into his own hands on that possession. LA is back within 10. 58-48. 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. And here is Walker and NEWLIN with a little two-man game. And the pass goes behind MARIN and out of bounds for another turnover. LA basketball once again. 3:23 to play. Lakers still trail by 10. They're just trying to survive this first half with all of the foul trouble and get to the locker room and regroup. Lakers run the motion offense. A little disorganized looking set there with Erickson at the point guard. Erickson faced up by Jimmy Walker out on top. Alley-oop inside to Chamberlain, and Chamberlain slams it home. How'd he do that? I have no idea how Erickson found him with that pass, but Chamberlain slams it home. He's got 7 points here in the quarter, and the lead is cut to 8, 58-50. As Clinton Parks drops a little knowledge into the chat room, Jerry West fouled out just once in the 72-73 season. We've got 3 minutes to play before halftime. Houston with the basketball in an 8-point lead, 58-50. They look outside to MARIN once again. MARIN doing well tonight, dribbling on the wing. Barrels into McMillan. McMillan flops, but McMillan gets the call, and that is 2 fouls on Jack MARIN. Ball goes back over to LA, trailing by 8. Under 3 to play before halftime. The hot hand this period is Chamberlain. They try to get it to him. He backs it down. Looks to get it back out to Riley on top and threw it away. Another turnover for the Lakers. 9 for the Lakers, 8 for Houston. They're even in that category. And with 2:40 to play, Houston has the basketball ahead by 8. Walker brings it up. They find MARIN on the wing. MARIN fakes into the air, drives baseline, shoots and misses. Rims around and out, and is pulled down by Mel Counts for LA. LA back to the offense. Counts with a short jump shot in traffic. That's no good. And Tomjanovich catches the rebound for Houston. Back come the Rockets. Walker brings it up. Finds NEWLIN on the outside. Takes it into the hoop. Cut off by Chamberlain. His shot is blocked by Chamberlain. Mealy grabs the offensive board. Mealy takes the putback to the rack. Flips it up, and Chamberlain got a piece of that one. Chamberlain an enforcer. There's a scramble for the loose ball. Walker picks it up. 10 on the shot clock. Elbows are flying on the inside. Walker finds Tomjanovich for a close-in jump shot, and it is good. Rudy Tomjanovich with 24 as things are getting testy here in Houston. Rockets back on top by 10 with 2 minutes to play, and the Lakers showing signs of frustration. Price on the outside calls his own number. His shot is offline, and Mealy takes the rebound for Houston. Houston back on the offense. NEWLIN with it over to MARIN. MARIN with a good look from the outside. Passes up the shot, gets into the lane, and his shot is blocked by Price. Chamberlain cut him off. MARIN pulled up, and Price blocked him from behind. Counts comes out with a rebound for Los Angeles, and the Lakers are going to walk it back the other way. 60-50. Lakers still trailing. Here's an inside look for Mel Counts. He can't get that one to go, and Mealy takes the rebound for Houston. Minute 30 to play. Jack MARIN looks like he took a stray elbow on that last scrum. He's a little shaken up, but he'll stay in the game. MARIN calls for it on the wing. 18 feet out. Drives into the lane again. Shot no good. And the glass is cleared by Jim Price for LA. MARIN has been passing up the outside shots and trying to get into the lane. But between Tomjanovich in there and now Counts, they've got 2 7-footers. And MARIN is not having any success trying to attack the basket. Minute 16 to play. LA is down by 10 with the basketball. Price gets it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain interior pass to Counts. Counts lays it up and good. Give the assist to Wilt Chamberlain. Very good passer for a big man. First assist of the night, and LA is within 8. Last minute of play here in the first half. Walker at the point, calls his own number. Step fakes, drives, gets into the lane. Works on Price, lays it up and good, and draws the foul on Price. Veteran move there by Jimmy Walker, taking advantage of the rookie Jim Price. Getting to the rack, getting the basket, and getting the foul. And he goes to the line looking to complete the three-point play. The shot is good. 16 points for Jimmy Walker. And Houston is back on top by 11, 63-52. Just 50 seconds to go in the first half. LA runs the offense down low. They get it to Bridges on the block. Bridges dumps it to Riley in the lane. Riley's shot is off target, but he is hit on the play and fouled by NEWLIN. That is 3 on Mike NEWLIN, and that will send Pat Riley to the free throw line. Riley with a three-point play earlier in the night. Good on the first attempt here. And 2 for 2 for the line from Riley. He's now got 5 points, and the lead is 9. 35 seconds to play, full 24 on the shot clock for Houston. Calvin Murphy is back into the game. He's working the ball on the top of the key. He gets open for a shot. He gets into the lane, dumps it off to McWilliams now into the game. And the short jump shot by McWilliams is good. Give the assist to Murphy. 26 seconds to go. Houston on top by 11. LA with the possession here, and they look inside to Counts. Counts on the inside, cannot get the shot to go. Bridges grabs the rebound, but it's knocked away and stolen by Abdulaziz. And with 12 seconds to go in the period, Houston can set up for the final shot. Already leading by 11, it's Murphy. Inside, over to NEWLIN on the wing. It's knocked away and rolls out of bounds, and that will be the end of the first half. Your halftime score, Houston 65, LA 54 in a shocker. I think the biggest shocker is that Houston has put up, let's go to the box score. Houston has put up 65 points in the first period against this LA squad. We'll take a look at the box score as Houston put up 30 points in the period and extended the lead. Leading scorer, of course, Rudy Tomjanovich having a stellar night, 11 for 15 from the field. Leading the Rockets overall at 55%. A scorching shooting night. Walker 6 for 6, MARIN 6 for 12, Tomjanovich 11 for 15, all three in double digits for the Rockets. The Rockets have a lot of weapons. NEWLIN was the key cog in the Game 3 victory. NEWLIN's had a more quiet night, but Tomjanovich has taken control here and put Houston on top by 11. Leading scorers for LA, Goodrich and Bridges with 12 apiece. Bridges also 8 rebounds. Chamberlain a very quiet night, only 7 points and 3 rebounds. As we take a look at the second quarter scoring, Chamberlain with the big 7 points for LA there in the second. 6 for Goodrich before he had to go to the bench with foul trouble. And Rudy T just leading the world. 14 in the first, 10 more in the second. He has got 24 at the half. All right, before we get to second half action, as promised, we will have updates from Heartland Championship Wrestling. Heartland will be on the channel tomorrow with action from Heartland Ladies Wrestling. 2 title matches on the channel. The irrepressible Holly Dead is your Heartland Ladies Champion. She has held the belt for quite some time, much to the surprise of many. But Holly Dead, good wrestler, very entertaining. Has had most of her success in her wrestling career as part of a tag team known as the Twisted Sisters, teaming with Thunder Rosa. But Holly Dead has had a very successful single run here through the Heartland. She will be defending the Heartland Ladies Championship tomorrow against Kiera Hogan. Kiera Hogan also starting to make a name for herself in Impact Wrestling. Also in tag team competition, it will be a championship match as the ladies tag team champions, the Kimber Bombs. Kimberly and Cherry Bomb defend the belts against the team known as Old School, Molly Hosaka and Jazz. And if you ever watched WWE back in the day, Jazz, a very popular performer and bodybuilder and wrestling trainer, and just an all-around credit to the wrestling business is Jazz. And she's teaming up with another veteran, Malia Hosaka, and they're coming after the tag team titles tomorrow on the channel. Also in action, what should be a wild match between the former Shimmer champion Nicole Matthews and the hardcore anime princess Lufisto. Those 3 matches will be on the channel tomorrow. Depending on how the day goes, I may get to that in the late afternoon. I may do it after the RJL baseball broadcast, as I do enjoy RJL's baseball games. So Heartland Ladies Wrestling from the channel tomorrow. And of course, Sunday, it will be My Journey with Jesus back on the airwaves as we get into Luke chapter 21 and some fascinating words from Jesus about events coming with the end times. All right, so that is the weekend activities on the Epic Broadcasting Network. I'll ask Honey Bunny about that, about Jazz. And Honey Bunny should indeed have some good insights into the wrestling career of one Jazz. Still appears from time to time. Looks great, although she is past the point in her life where full-time wrestling is in her best interests. All right, we get started for the third quarter here. It's going to be the starting lineup for both squads. And again, foul trouble is the order of the day. West and Goodrich now with 3 fouls apiece for LA. 2 apiece for Bridges and Chamberlain. And for Houston, it is Mike NEWLIN and Otto Moore, each with 3 fouls. Marin and Tomjanovich, 2 apiece. So plenty of foul trouble to go around on both sides. As we get ready for quarter number 3. Yeah, Ric Flair planning to do one more match. And as much as I love Ric Flair, my favorite wrestler of all time, I do not need to see him in the ring again at the age of 73. Much as I love the guy, he needs to ride gracefully into the sunset. Last I heard, that's going to be some sort of a 6-man tag team match with the Rock and Roll Express, who are still actually performing into their 60s. And Cleveland baseball fan dropping the knowledge that Jazz's husband also wrestled for WWE under the name of Rodney Mack, managed by Teddy Long, who used to say, back the black, and get down with Rodney Mack. And then he teamed up with D'Lo Brown there for a while, and it was back the black, and are you down with the brown? So yeah, happy memories from the old WWE days. And Jazz and Rodney Mack now working together as wrestling trainers have opened up a wrestling school that takes care of most of their free time and generates their income, as they have both retired from active wrestling competition. All right, the third quarter is underway. Houston controls the tip, and if I get started talking with wrestling, we'll be here until midnight. Let's get back to basketball. 11-point lead for Houston with the basketball. Jimmy Walker has it out on top. He's picked up by West. Walker from the outside tries to get it down low to Tomjanovich, but West knocked it away and stole it. West wants to run. It's 4-on-3. West dribbles to his right. Surveys the court. Fakes a pass over to Goodrich and scoops it around into the lane himself. Goes coast to coast, lays it up, and good. Nice play by Jerry West. And another quirk in this Action PC software. I run the fast break and the screen disappears. And I've got a quick flip over to the other window to see what happened on the fast break. And in this case, Jerry West was such a blur that we missed the whole thing. West has got 6 points, and the LA Lakers are back to within single digits. Houston now sets up the offense, their first possession. They run it through NEWLIN on the perimeter. NEWLIN fakes, he drives, he gets into the lane, he shoots and scores. Stepped around Goodrich. Goodrich didn't want to commit the foul, and NEWLIN took advantage. Houston back on top by 11. Goodrich still the best offensive option for the Lakers. He's free, he gets around NEWLIN, he shoots and misses. And Jimmy Walker takes the rebound for Houston. LA only 39% from the field, as Cleveland baseball fan pointed out just prior to halftime. The Lakers have gone cold. Houston by 11. Running the offense. They get it to MARIN in the paint. He's got it knocked away and stolen by McMillan. Good defense by LA. Earns the Lakers another possession. West dribbles it into the front court. Swings it to McMillan. McMillan over to Goodrich. Deep jump shot by Goodrich is way off target. Well defended by NEWLIN. Out of bounds, Houston basketball. And Goodrich again, jawing with the referees. He thought he got hit. And the referees are unsympathetic to his opinions. Houston with the basketball now on top by 11. Walker calls the play. Isolation against Jerry West. Looking for help as West, a solid defender, finds Tomjanovich. Tomjanovich off the rim, no good. And on the rebound, we've got a loose ball foul whistled on Otto Moore for Houston. That's going to send Moore back to the bench, as Tomjanovich with a rare miss from the field. And LA gets possession on the offensive foul. On the loose ball foul. Still down by 11. Here's a pass to McMillan on the outside, and his jump shot is dead on. 8 points for McMillan. The lead cut back to 9. LA looking to climb back into it here early in the third. Walker has the ball on the perimeter. Picked up by Goodrich out there. His jump shot is off target, and Wilt Chamberlain takes the rebound. Walker didn't want to risk driving into the lane where Chamberlain protects the rim. Forced up the outside jump shot off target. And now it is West coming the other way for LA. Gets it to Goodrich on the wing, and Goodrich buries it. 14 now for Goodrich. LA quickly within 7. Houston back on the offense. Trying to get it going for Rudy T. And he picks right up where he left off. Reverse layup up around Bridges is up and good. And Tomjanovich now with 26. The lead is back to 9. Here's an outside screen for Goodrich. He's got an open look for the perimeter, and he buries it for LA. 16 now for Goodrich. The lead is 7. Houston comes back on offense. They get it to Mealy down low. Mealy finds Walker outside. Walker can't get the shot off. That is a 24-second shot clock violation and a turnover. LA within 7, trying to climb closer. They got to within 2 in the second period, but could not overcome the hurdle, and Houston was able to extend the lead going into halftime. Now it is LA trying once again to climb back into it. They get it inside this time to Chamberlain, and Chamberlain slams it home and is fouled on the play by Mealy. Wilt Chamberlain asserting himself. Clinton Parks called that out at halftime, that Chamberlain wasn't getting anything done. Chamberlain actually hits the free throw. He's now got 10 points on the night, and LA, just like that, is within 4. 69-65. Houston trying to maintain the lead. Again, they go inside to Tomjanovich. He can't hit. Mealy grabs the offensive board, tosses it back out to Walker. The Rockets will reset. Now they get it to MARIN on the outside. MARIN with a look from 14 feet out. That's around the rim, no good. Tomjanovich catches the offensive rebound. Tomjanovich on the putback attempt shoots and misses. Rudy gets his own rebound, and this time it's taken away by Bridges. Houston denied again at the rim. Quick outlet to Jerry West, and the Lakers want to run. They've got numbers, 4-on-1 going the other way. Bridges with it on the baseline. Sends it to McMillan, driving the lane. McMillan to the left hand, lays it up, and good. The Lakers are on a run, and it is now a 2-point game, 69-67. Boy, that fast break glitch is annoying. Houston trying to stem the tide here. They look inside to Rudy T, and he is called for the offensive foul. Goodness, they set the play up for Tomjanovich. They had him isolated down low against West. West stood his ground, and Tomjanovich bowled him over. And LA regains possession with a chance to tie the game. Boy, the first 3.5 minutes of action here in the third have been all Los Angeles. West calls the offense. And now we've got guys tangling up again. Bridges and Tomjanovich called for the double fouls. And that is going to be 4 on Tomjanovich. Oh my goodness. What a turn of events here in the third period, as Rudy T has gone to the bench with his 4th foul. Actually, he's not yet gone to the bench, but probably will at the next dead ball. It's Bridges to inbound. They run a pick and roll for McMillan. McMillan from point blank range has his shot blocked by MARIN. Good recovery. Tomjanovich takes the rebound. Houston now clinging to a 2-point lead. 69-67, under 8 minutes to play in the third. It's NEWLIN from the perimeter. Has his pocket picked by Goodrich. Nicely done by Gail Goodrich. It's another fast break opportunity for LA. It's McMillan on the baseline. Back to West. McMillan driving the baseline. Shoots and scores. And we are tied at 69. How about this run for the Lakers? They have tied the ball game with 7:48 to play in the third. Houston desperate to get something going. Again, they look inside to Rudy Tomjanovich. He shoots and scores. Hopefully that will quiet this run. The fans imploring their Rockets to keep the faith, as LA has come all the way back to tie it. Tomjanovich puts Houston back on top by 2. But the Lakers are on a roll, and here's a shot by McMillan from the baseline. He nails that one to tie the game once again. Give the assist to Jerry West. That is 8 assists on the night for the Logo. Tied at 71, Houston with the basketball. It's NEWLIN from the outside. Drives to the lane. Lays it up and good. Double digits now for Mike NEWLIN. Houston back on top by 2. Lakers pound the ball down low. It's Chamberlain inside. Double pumps. Jump hook. Pops in and out. And pops back in. And Chamberlain is fouled on the play by Mealy. Chamberlain will go to the free throw line with a chance for the three-point play. And more importantly, a chance to give Los Angeles the lead for the first time tonight. Los Angeles has not yet led. Finally, Tomjanovich goes to the bench with 4 fouls. He's replaced by Zaid Abdulaziz. And that is a big drop-off. Houston's going to have to get the offense out of the backcourt this time, while Rudy T sits with foul trouble. Free throw by Chamberlain is no good. But Bridges crashes the boards and grabs the offensive carom. Bridges, finger roll off the glass is up and good, and the Lakers have taken the lead. A 4-point play the hard way. 2 for Chamberlain, 2 for Bridges off the offensive rebound. And LA has their first lead of the night with 6:50 to play in the third. As Jim Connell is here in the chat room. Hello, my friend Jim. Welcome to a very exciting game here in Houston. It's game 4 of the series between LA and the Houston Rockets. LA leads the series 2-1. It's the best of 5, and the Lakers are hoping to put this one away tonight. But the Lakers have struggled with foul trouble throughout the night. Houston has led by as many as 12. And for the first time tonight, the Lakers have just taken the lead. Jim Connell must be the lucky charm for the Lakers. Houston now with the basketball. Mike NEWLIN is shaken up. It has been a physical game. We've seen guys shaken up on both sides. NEWLIN will stay in the game. 17 on the shot clock. The pass goes to MARIN, working on the low block. MARIN works on McMillan. Pocket pass to Mealy for the easy jump shot. Mealy with his first points of the night. We're tied again at 75. '75. Another swig of Diet Dr. Pepper, as the play-by-play guy strives to keep his voice. 6.5 to play in the third. With it on top is West. Isolation play against Jimmy Walker. West wants to attack. 18 feet out. He gets into the lane. He collides with Abdulaziz. The layup is no good. And the foul is called on Abdulaziz, and that will send Jerry West to the free throw line. Lakers have largely been able to stay out of foul trouble here in the third. And in fact, it is now 18-17, Houston with more fouls than LA. So all of that jaw-jacking by Bill Sharman has done some good, as West steps to the line and hits both free throws to put LA back on top. As Dr. Clinton Parks in the chat room informs us that soda is not good for me. And it is a 2-point game for Los Angeles. And Midlife Crisis is in the chat room, defending the honor of Diet Dr. Pepper. Midlife Crisis, you are my guy. All right, Houston with the basketball. They've got a mismatch down low as Mealy has Goodrich on his hip. Interior screen, Mealy takes the pass. The jump hook is no good. And it is Bridges who comes and catches the rebound for LA. That is a double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds for Bill Bridges. He is a rebounding stud, 10th-year man out of Kansas. LA now with the basketball. We've reached the midpoint of the third period, and LA looking to extend the lead. They want to get it down low to Chamberlain. Chamberlain calling for it. Gets the pass from McMillan. Sends it back over to Bridges, but that's a bad pass, and NEWLIN stepped in and stole it. Houston with the basketball now. And they want to look inside. NEWLIN shaken up again. Boy, he is hobbling, but he is a warrior. He will not leave this game. They get the ball to NEWLIN on the perimeter. Working on Goodrich out there. NEWLIN cross courts to MARIN. MARIN back over to NEWLIN on the perimeter. His jump shot is short, and Chamberlain takes the rebound for Los Angeles. Chamberlain coming up big here in quarter number 2 and quarter number 3 after a very quiet first quarter performance. Now Los Angeles in the hands of Goodrich. Attacks the rim, cut off by Mealy. The jump shot is no good. NEWLIN is knocked to the floor, no call. Bridges comes in from the weak side to grab the offensive rebound. Bridges with the putback attempt has it knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by Bridges. Ball will go back over to Houston. We're under 5.5 to play in the third. Houston looking to tie the game on this possession. It's in the hands of Jimmy Walker on the top of the key. Guarded by West out there. Walker sends it over to NEWLIN on the perimeter, and the long jump shot by NEWLIN is good. We're tied at 77. LA back on the offense. It's West from the outside, calling his own number. That shot rims out, no good. Rebound is kicked around and out of bounds. Last touch by the Lakers. Houston with the basketball now, looking to regain the lead. We're tied at 77. Walker brings it up. Calls a play. Sends it to MARIN on the outside. 15-footer open for MARIN is good. And Houston goes back on top. 79-77. Under 5 minutes to play in the third. Very exciting ball game here in Houston. As they run an isolation play for Goodrich. He steps to his left, pulls the trigger. Hard off the rim, no good. Jimmy Walker rebounds for Houston. Quick outlet to NEWLIN. Back to Walker. And Walker wants to push the tempo. Walker dribbles to his right. Finds NEWLIN streaking down the left side of the floor. NEWLIN lays it up and good. And Houston back on top by 4. 81-77. 4.5 to play. Houston has once again survived the run by Los Angeles and taken the lead back in control. West into the front court over to Goodrich. Looking for an entry pass. West gets it to Chamberlain. Chamberlain on the inside, fakes, shoots, and scores. 5 in a row for Chamberlain. Assist number 9 for Jerry West. LA back within 2, 81-79. Houston sets up the offense once again. Walker on the outside. Has it stolen away by West. Good defense by Jerry West. Lakers have numbers going the other way. It is 4-on-3. West dribbles down the center of the floor. What's he going to do? Has it knocked away. Picks it up. Shoots and misses. But he is fouled on the play by Walker. And that is going to put LA in the penalty and send Jerry West to the line for the 3 to make 2. Houston coach Johnny Egan is now working the referees as the foul totals have completely flipped the other way here in quarter number 3. That is foul number 6 on Houston in this quarter. So only 1 against the Lakers. West hits the first free throw. He'll have 1 more plus the bonus if he needs it. Misses the second, so he will get the bonus. And a chance to tie the game here if he can connect on the third attempt. It's good. We're tied at 81. 4:07 to play in the third. It is a battle between Houston and LA. Very entertaining game here tonight in Houston. Rockets set the offense. Walker from the outside, guarded by McMillan. The shot is no good. NEWLIN grabs the offensive rebound and passes it back out to Walker for the Lakers to reset. As Jim Connell stops by to say hello, and hope you enjoy the finish when you check it out tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to be exciting down the stretch. 4 minutes to play in the third, so 16 more minutes of action. We're tied at 81. Houston running a spread offense. Jimmy Walker starting to hobble a little bit as the bumps and bruises continue to take their toll here on both teams. It's Mealy on the inside with it. Posting up Bridges. Steps around Bridges and lays it up off the glass and good. Nice entry pass by Jack MARIN to set that one up. Houston back on top by 2. Back and forth we go. West on the attack. Squaring up against Walker. Gets into the lane. Mealy cuts him off, but the teardrop by West is good. West now with 12 points, 9 assists. We're tied again at 83. Inside-out game for Abdulaziz and NEWLIN. NEWLIN with the open jump shot from the corner. Nothing but the bottom of the net. NEWLIN now with 16. NEWLIN has picked up the load here since Tomjanovich went to the bench. Houston is able to keep it close. Now back on top by 2. LA sets it up for Goodrich on the outside. His 15-footer is offline, no good. But Bridges crashes the board for the rebound. Bridges with the putback attempt takes it up strong, and he is fouled by MARIN. And that will send Bill Bridges to the line for a pair. First shot by Bridges is good. 3:02 to play in the third. Calvin Murphy back into the game for Houston. Bridges hits them both, and we're tied at 85. 3 minutes to go in the third. Wow, we've got 4 versus 9 down on the low block, 8 versus 10 out high. It's going to be a challenge for Houston to find a good shot in this offensive set. They find Murphy on the outside. Picked up out there by West. Gets around West, gets into the paint, lays it up, and good. Boy, nice crossover by Murphy to get the open lane to the glass. Houston back on top by 2. Now LA runs an inside screen for Bridges. Can they get it to him? He's got Murphy on his hip. He's wide open, lays it up off the window, and good. A double-double for Jerry West. 12 points and now 10 assists. As West set that one up nicely for Bridges on the finish. Bridges 18 points now to lead the Lakers. 12 rebounds also leads the Lakers, and we're tied at 87. What a wonderful ball game we're seeing here tonight in Houston. It's Murphy on the outside, rises up from 15, leaves it short. Bridges takes the rebound for Houston, for LA, excuse me. LA now with a chance to regain the lead. West brings it up, finds Goodrich on the baseline. Back to West out on top. West at the top of the key, drives to the hole, dumps it to McMillan. And the shot from McMillan is not even close. Had to fire that one off ahead of the 24-second shot clock and could not find rim. Ball goes over to Houston as we have mass substitutions on both sides. Into the game now for the first time for Houston is Stan McKenzie, 6-year man out of New York University. It's Murphy and McKenzie in the backcourt now for Houston, with MARIN and McWilliams in the front court, and Abdulaziz down low. LA counters with Price and Riley in the backcourt, Erickson and Couch at the forwards, and Chamberlain now back in the game at the center position for the final 2 minutes of play here in the third. Score tied at 87. Murphy now at the point is going to call his own number. Dribbles into the lane. Dumps it to Abdulaziz, gets it back. Jump shot from 12 feet out is no good, and Mel Counts snags the rebound for LA. Possession now for the Lakers, looking to regain the lead. Price dribbles it up, dumps it down to Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds Erickson on the baseline. He drives baseline. He's cut off by Abdulaziz. Left the shot short, and Abdulaziz takes the rebound for Houston. LA denied the opportunity to regain the lead on that possession. Houston's got it back. It's Murphy out on top. Crosses over on Price. Gets into the lane. Layup no good. Chamberlain forced him to alter the shot, but McKenzie comes in and corrals the offensive rebound for the Rockets. They will reset. Murphy leaves it for MARIN. MARIN on the outside, dumps it down to McWilliams on the low post. McWilliams has a look at it, misses the shot. We've got a whistle and a foul, and that is going to be called on Erickson. And that will send Eric McWilliams to the line for a pair. The rookie out of Long Beach State. You thought Chamberlain was a bad free throw shooter. This guy only puts it in at 48%. And his first one rolls around and out. One more try for McWilliams here. Starters back into the game for LA along with Travis Grant, who gave him some nice minutes in the first half. McWilliams hits the second free throw, and with a minute and a half to play in the third, it is Houston on top by 1, 88-87. Lots of options on the offensive end for LA. West chooses Goodrich. Goodrich from the outside picked up by McKenzie. Drives into the lane, shot no good. Rebound is knocked out of there and picked up by Jerry West on the bounce. And the Lakers will reset. They like that matchup with McKenzie. They don't think he can handle Goodrich. Goodrich this time takes the long outside jump shot and buries it. 18 points now for Goodrich. And the Lakers are back on top by 1, 89-88. Closing moments of quarter number 3. Houston looks for offense. Inside they go to Abdulaziz. He's got the 7-footer Counts defending him. He manages to get Counts up in the air and takes the jump shot and scores it. 90-89 now, Houston on top. LA with the basketball again. They still want Goodrich. On the perimeter, shoots and scores. 20 points now for Gail Goodrich. He leads the Lakers. And LA is back on top 91-90. Under a minute to play. Houston sets it up on offense. It's MARIN on the outside. Picked up out there by Counts. MARIN gets the shot off. That's no good. And McMillan swoops in and snatches the rebound for Los Angeles. LA with a chance now to extend the lead. It's West. Picked up on the outside by Abdulaziz. West comes off the screen. Still open. From the outside. Ooh, nice little inside pass to McMillan. McMillan cannot hit the shot. Counts comes in and grabs the offensive board. Counts with a putback attempt. Spins off the glass, no good. Counts gets his own rebound. Counts is going to try it again. Off the rim, no good. Now McMillan takes the rebound and flips it back out to West. The Lakers will reset. They had 3 cracks at it, could not connect. But now another offensive rebound, and they have 4 cracks at it. And LA now with 23 offensive rebounds. And that is a huge number compared to only 13 for Houston. Only 10 seconds to play in the period. LA is going to hold for the final shot. It's going to be Grant on the baseline with the corner jump shot. That's no good. but he is knocked to the floor by McWilliams. Bad foul by McWilliams. Rookie mistake there. And with 2 seconds left in the period, it's going to be Travis Grant headed to the free throw line for Los Angeles. 3 to make 2. The first shot is good. Grant misses the second. He'll get the bonus. And Grant hits the third. It is now 93-90. LA with their biggest lead of the night, believe it or not. And with 2 seconds to go, we'll see if Johnny Egan can draw up a play for the Rockets to get a shot off. It's Mealy with it on the baseline. Mealy drives, he shoots and misses, and that's the end of the period. All right, very eventful third quarter as LA climbed back into it and actually took the lead. In no small measure due to the absence of Rudy Tomjanovich with the foul trouble. Let's take a look at your third quarter box score. LA puts up 39 in the period to overcome a double-digit deficit and take the lead. 93-90 is your score. Houston still with the 53% from the field. LA only at 43%, but those 23 offensive boards have created a whole bunch of extra shot opportunities for the Lakers, and they have taken advantage of that to pull ahead in this game. Goodrich leads the Lakers with 20. Bridges with 18 and 13. Chamberlain now with 14. And West with 12 points, 11 assists. So really, really good third quarter for the Lakers. Houston is still led by Tomjanovich, 28 points and 8 rebounds. And as he will come back to the floor here ostensibly in the fourth quarter, we'll see if Rudy T can get it going again and put his team back on top. 16 apiece for Walker and NEWLIN. As we take a look at your third quarter scoring, balanced attack for LA, 8 apiece for Goodrich, West, and McMillan, 7 for Chamberlain, 6 for Bridges. It was NEWLIN who picked up the slack for Houston, scoring 10 in the period. As the Rockets were really on the on the struggling side of things throughout the quarter without Rudy T on the floor. And that sets the stage for quarter number 4. And regardless of what Clinton Parks has to say, I'm going to have another sip of soda here to get ready for the fourth quarter because it's going to be a barn burner. And the opening tip-off is controlled by Houston to start the fourth period. Stan McKenzie has it on the outside. McKenzie gets it over to Murphy. Murphy drives the lane. His shot is no good. The long rebound is taken out of there by Mike NEWLIN. And the Rockets will reset. They'll take another crack at it. It's NEWLIN on the perimeter. His long jump shot over Riley is good. NEWLIN now with 18. Rockets within 1. LA back on the offense. It's now Erickson running the point. He finds Travis Grant for an open look from the baseline. That's no good. Abdulaziz takes the rebound for Houston. Quick outlet to Murphy. Murphy wants to run. Murphy to NEWLIN. NEWLIN back to Murphy. Murphy drives into the lane, goes to the right hand, lays it up, and good. And just like that, Houston is back on top. 94-93. Calvin Murphy off to a quick start for the Rockets here, running that fast break. LA now finds themselves behind once again. Travis Grant, they're leaving him open on the baseline. This time, Grant is able to find Chamberlain down low, and Chamberlain banks it home on the finger roll. That's 6 straight field goals for Chamberlain. LA back on top now, 95-94. Back and forth we go. Houston with it. Looks to the post to Abdulaziz. He can score down there. But he goes to his right and he hooks Grant. Grant goes to the floor and Abdulaziz is called for the offensive foul. Possession back to LA. They lead by 1. Looking to pull ahead further. Once again, Travis Grant very active on the offensive end of the floor. Can they get it to him on the low block? Erickson and Riley back and forth on the perimeter. Erickson finds Grant down low. His short shot over Mealy is no good. But we've got a whistle and a foul, and it's McKenzie who is called for the foul coming over on the help. Travis Grant back to the free throw line for a pair. Grant steps to the line, hits the first. He's got 7 points. Very nice performance off the bench for the rookie. Grant hits them both. And LA is back on top by 3, 97-94. Can Houston find some offense here? Down low with it is Mealy. Mismatch inside over Pat Riley. Mealy shoots and scores. 97-96. LA with the lead and the basketball. With it out high is Erickson, guarded closely by Murphy. Erickson works it into Turner in the paint. Turner's driving layup is no good, and Abdulaziz takes the rebound for Houston. Houston looking to regain the lead. Abdulaziz with it inside. He's got Chamberlain all over him. Nothing doing. Interior pass to McKenzie, cutting into the lane. The short jump shot by McKenzie is good. Not the guy you expect to score in this situation, but Stan McKenzie, moving without the basketball, got himself open and got the hoop, his first of the night. Houston now back on top, 98-97. LA now looking to set a screen. Can they get Riley open on the outside? He attacks the rim. He's cut off by Abdulaziz. Shot no good. Rebound tipped around and picked up by Grant for LA. And Grant sends it back out to Erickson to reset the offense. They like that matchup down low with Grant. They can't get it to him. It's Riley with a fader off the rim, no good. Grant with an offensive rebound for LA. LA continues to pound the glass, and Grant scores the putback. He's got 10 points on the night now, and LA regains the lead. Boy, the offensive rebounds for LA have kept them in this game. They lead by 1. Murphy passes to McKenzie, out to NEWLIN on the outside. He's got it knocked away and out of bounds. Last touch by Abdulaziz on the way out of bounds. And the ball goes over to LA on the turnover. LA with the basketball leading by 1. We're now under 10 minutes to play. Erickson directing traffic. Wants Grant. Grant from the elbow. One-handed runner is good, and Travis Grant is stepped up here in the fourth. He's now got 12 points. LA on top by 3, 101-98. When do the Rockets come back in with the starters? Usually about the 9-minute mark is what we tend to see. Abdulaziz has the ball on the inside. He doesn't know what to do with it because he's got Chamberlain all over him. The ball goes to Abdulaziz on the inside again. His shot spins out and Riley takes the rebound, but we've got a loose ball foul on the rebound, and that is going to be called against Mealy for Houston, and that is his fourth. 9.5 to play. LA on top by 3 with the basketball. The perimeter defense for Houston tightens. Erickson can't find a shot. He attacks the hoop and he's called for the charge. Well defended by Calvin Murphy on that play. Ball goes back over to Houston. The Rockets still trail by 3. It's Murphy on the outside. Picked up out there by Erickson. Passes it out to NEWLIN. Gets it back. The jump shot by Murphy is offline, and Chamberlain grabs the rebound for the Lakers. 101-98, LA with the lead and the basketball. Erickson finds Grant on the perimeter. He drives baseline, shoots and misses. Erickson grabs the offensive board, and the Lakers will reset. Another offensive rebound for LA. Now Murphy and Riley mixing it up. They find Grant on the inside, and Grant banks it home. What a performance by Travis Grant off the bench. He's got 14, and LA now takes a 5-point lead. 103-98. Yes, Houston struggling on the offensive end. McKenzie with it on the outside. Thinks about a drive. Dishes it to NEWLIN. Free throw line extended. NEWLIN gets into the lane. His layup is no good, but he is fouled on the play by Turner. And that will send Mike NEWLIN to the free throw line. Boy, that was a big play by NEWLIN. He hits the first free throw. And they needed those points in a big way. Goodrich and McMillan back into the game for LA. As NEWLIN hits the second, the lead is cut to 3, 103-100. 8.5 minutes to play. Erickson on the perimeter, sets, shoots, misses. And it is McKenzie coming in to pull the offensive rebound for Houston. Houston wants to run. Nobody runs better than Calvin Murphy in the open floor. Murphy dribbles down the center of the floor. Looks over his options. Fakes right, cuts left. Finds NEWLIN on the wing. And NEWLIN is fouled on the reach-in by Travis Grant. And now the first line comes back in for Houston. Walker back in the game. MARIN back in the game. Tomjanovich back in the lane. The backups held their own for 4 minutes to start the fourth period. It was a 3-point game at the beginning of the quarter. It's a 3-point game now as the reinforcements hits the floor for the Rockets. MARIN to inbound. Runs a little give and go. Tomjanovich with it inside back to MARIN. MARIN rises up. His shot rims out. But MARIN grabs his own rebound. MARIN takes it back up strong on the putback. And that one bounces in and bounces out. Tomjanovich grabs the rebound. Tomjanovich takes it up strong, and he traveled with it. Boy, already the energy level for Houston has come up with Tomjanovich back into the game. They couldn't convert on that possession, but they did get a couple of offensive rebounds, and maybe that will help stem the tide of the onslaught on the glass that the Lakers have pulled off here in this one. They look inside to Chamberlain, working on Moore. The layup is no good, but Moore got him with the body, and that will send Wilt Chamberlain to the free throw line for a pair. 5 fouls now on Otto Moore. Chamberlain misses the first. Good foul, good foul. As Mealy now back into the game, replacing Moore for Houston. And Chamberlain missed them both. And MARIN takes the rebound off the miss. So no harm done on that foul. Houston with the basketball. They still trail by 3. Now 7:45 to play. Walker with it on the point. Looks down low to Rudy. Rudy steps around Bridges, lays it up and good. Picking right up where he left off. That's 30 points now for Tomjanovich. And Houston pulls back to within 1. LA trying to maintain the lead. They get it to Goodrich on the outside. He steps into the paint. His shot is blocked by Tomjanovich, and the rebound is captured by Tomjanovich. Excuse me, it was Mealy on the block and Tomjanovich on the rebound. It's now 2-on-2 going the other way, with NEWLIN and Walker on the break. NEWLIN dribbles down the left wing, cross-courts it to Walker. Walker drives, lays it up and scores. 18 now for Jimmy Walker. Houston back in the lead. As Rudy Tomjanovich has given the Rockets a spark, there are 7.5 minutes to play. It's a 1-point game. West calls the play, sends it to McMillan on the perimeter. McMillan gets around Marin, gets into the lane, lays it up and good. 16 for McMillan, LA back on top. 7:11 to play. Houston looks to Marin on the perimeter. Dribble drives, picked up by Bridges. Shoots and misses. Chamberlain takes the rebound for LA. Under 7 to play, LA with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Goodrich on the perimeter. Cross court to McMillan. Back to West. West weighs his options, finds Goodrich on the baseline. Goodrich drives the lane, shoots and scores. Another assist for Jerry West as Goodrich took his man back door. And West found him with the pass for the easy layup. LA back on top by 3. 107-104, under 7 to play. Houston spread offense. They dump it inside to Tomjanovich. Rudy T in the lane. The turnaround jump shot is good. 32 now for Tomjanovich. The lead is 1. 6.5 to play. LA 107-106. And West with it out on top has it stolen by Walker. Nice hands by Jimmy Walker to pick up the steal. And Houston looking to regain the lead here. We've reached the midway point of period number 4. It's NEWLIN on the outside, guarded by Goodrich. He fakes. He tries to get the shot off. Well defended by Goodrich. That shot is offline and out of bounds. Ball will go over to Los Angeles. Calvin Murphy back into the game for the Rockets. With 6:01 to play, LA leads by 1. 107-106. Lakers with the basketball looking to make something happen. What's West going to do? He dumps it down to Bridges on the low block. Entry pass. Bridges takes it to the rack, lays it up and good. 20 points now for Bridges to go with 13 rebounds. Good night for the veteran out of Kansas. LA now back on top by 3. It's been within 3 points either way throughout the fourth quarter. It's Jack Marin pulling the trigger from the free throw line for Houston. That's no good. Chamberlain with another board for the Lakers. Now it is 4-on-1 going the other way on a good aggressive outlet pass by Chamberlain. West has it to McMillan on the wing. McMillan finds Chamberlain down low and Chamberlain slams it home. 18 points now for Wilt Chamberlain. And LA is on top by 5. Houston desperately trying to keep it close. They go to Marin on the low block. Marin working on McMillan on the inside. Fakes, shoots, and misses. Tomjanovich crashes the boards and gets the offensive rebound. Tomjanovich with the putback. Takes it up strong and good. Boy, the Rockets needed that. Tomjanovich on the follow-up. Cuts it once again to a 3-point game. 5:20 to play. LA with the basketball. It's Goodrich from the outside. His long jump shot is good. 24 for Goodrich. LA back on top by 5. What's the Rockets going to do here? Walker on top finds Murphy. Murphy on the perimeter, working on McMillan. His jump shot is off the rim, no good. And it is MARIN who crashes the boards, grabs the rebound, and Houston will reset. We're under 5 to play. Houston still trails by 5. Second chance opportunity here for Houston. They get it inside to Tomjanovich. His layup is no good this time, and Chamberlain takes the boards for the Lakers. Chamberlain again with a quick outlet pass to West. West attacking, pushing the tempo. McMillan is the trailer. He gets the ball on the wing, finds Goodrich streaking down the right-hand side of the floor. Goodrich lays it up, no good. Goodrich missed the layup. The ball is batted around, and Jimmy Walker takes it out of there for LA, for Houston, on a big miss of the layup by Goodrich. Wow. That could have been a big play for the Lakers. Instead, it is Walker coming out of there with the rebound, and the Rockets have a chance to cut into the lead. Houston trailing by 5. They look inside to MARIN. MARIN has it knocked away. Last touched by McMillan. Houston will inbound with 14 on the shot clock. Back into the game is NEWLIN and Moore. Moore with the 5 fouls. Both teams now with their starting units on the floor for the last 4.5 minutes of play. Houston to inbound. MARIN on the inbounds finds NEWLIN on the perimeter. The outside shot by NEWLIN rolls around the rim, no good. And McMillan with a big rebound for LA. LA looking to extend the lead here. Open on the outside is McMillan. His jump shot is off the back iron, no good. And the rebound comes out high off the rim and is pulled down by Goodrich. And the Lakers will reset. Goodrich on the perimeter. What's he going to do? Finds Chamberlain on the inside. The short jump shot by Chamberlain is good. And WILT Chamberlain has come up big here in the second half. He's now got 20 points, and LA has their biggest lead of the night, 115-108. Houston desperate to try and get something done on the offense. Tomjanovich closely guarded by Bridges. They can't get it to him. Instead, they find MARIN on the outside. His corner jump shot is short. Tipped by Moore, no good. And Chamberlain gets back to collect the rebound for LA. Under 4 to play, and LA is starting to pull ahead. Chamberlain now with a double-double, 20 points and 10 rebounds after having been called out by Clinton Parks earlier in the night. Here's a shot by Goodrich. That's no good. The rebound is taken by Walker, and he is fouled by Goodrich on the frustration foul. That is number 4 on Goodrich. Both teams with 3 team fouls here in the period. As Houston is back on the offense, trailing by 7. Under 4 minutes to play. Houston needs to make every possession count. Trailing by 7. Walker over to MARIN. They work it around the perimeter. Down low to Moore on the inside. Moore lays it up and good. Wow, Moore got a mismatch in there and converted. Only 4 points for Otto Moore to go with 8 rebounds. And Houston is within 5. Rockets need a stop here. Lakers want to run the offense through Goodrich. He is their leading scorer. Working a 2-man game on the outside with McMillan. Goodrich fakes. He drives. He tries to get inside to Chamberlain, but Otto Moore steps in and steals it. Good defense by Otto Moore on the steal. Moore tosses it out to Walker, and the Rockets want to run. They've got numbers. It's 4-on-1. It's MARIN who drives the lane, lays it up, and good. 115-112 on a big steal and fast break layup. Houston within 3. They need another stop here. Once again, the open guy is Goodrich. Takes the pass from West. Shoots from 15 and scores it. A big shot by Goodrich. Stretches the lead back out to 5 with 3 minutes to play. Time is running out on Houston. Otto Moore has it down low. He's got Chamberlain all over him. He gets it out to Walker, 18 feet out. The shot is off rim, no good. Good team defense by the Lakers to deny the Rockets on that possession. McMillan takes the rebound, and LA has another chance to extend the lead. Lakers in no hurry. It's West on the outside. Comes off the screen. Has an open look from the free throw line. He passes up the shot, instead gets it over to Goodrich. Goodrich shoots and scores, and he is fouled on the play. Wow, it looked like West had an open path to the basket, but he found Goodrich open on the perimeter. Walker was late getting over. Goodrich hit the jump shot, and Walker commits the foul, and Gail Goodrich with a chance now for the three-point play. And that may be your dagger. Goodrich steps to the line and sinks the free throw. He's got 29 points now, and the LA lead is 8 with 2.5 minutes to play. Houston needs to work quickly. Their go-to guy is Rudy T. Can they get it to him? NEWLIN's trapped on the outside. He finds Tomjanovich. Shot by Rudy is no good, but he is fouled by Bridges. And that will get Rudy a shot at the free throw line. Houston can cut into the lead with the clock stopped. But Tomjanovich cannot get the shot to go. Only a 61% free throw shooter is Rudy. And he missed them both. Big misses by Tomjanovich. Chamberlain takes the rebound for LA. And with 2:24 to play, those misses are costly. LA with the basketball. They lead by 8. Open on the outside is McMillan. McMillan from the perimeter shoots and scores. And he is fouled by MARIN. The crowd didn't like that call, but the referees don't care. And it's McMillan now with a chance for a three-point play. And the Lakers have now pulled out to a double-digit lead. McMillan completes the three-point play. He's got 19. And LA is on top 123-112 with just over 2 minutes to play. What a second half we have seen out of the LA Lakers. They have just run away with this one down the stretch. Walker on the outside, pulls the trigger quickly. Cannot get the shot off. He's forced into the turnover, and LA takes control with under 2 minutes to play. As the season is coming to a painful end for the Houston Rockets, they had a good run here in the first half of this game. But the Lakers were heavily favored, and the Lakers will prevail. Goodrich misses a shot, but he's fouled by NEWLIN. And that's going to put LA into the bonus and send Goodrich to the line for the 3 to make 2. And I think the turning point of the game was when Rudy T got into foul trouble. And that just took the Rockets out of their game. Goodrich hits the free throw. And the absence of Tomjanovich is what allowed LA to take control of this one. Goodrich 2 for 2. And the Rockets now on top. Rockets now trail by 13. They're going to have to go to the quick shot offense with NEWLIN. NEWLIN brings it up, pulls the trigger from the outside. His jump shot is off the rim, no good. Rebound bounces out of bounds. LA will take control with 1.5 minutes to play. They lead by 13. And it's all over but the crying now for the Lakers. West is going to dribble out some clock from the outside. Tries to get it to McMillan. And that's a turnover. And with 1:21 to play, Wilt Chamberlain leaves the game with 20 points and 11 rebounds for the Lakers. He has earned a rest, especially with his performance in the second half. Just a good all-around outburst by the Lakers here in the second half. Goodrich leads all scorers with, Goodrich leads the Lakers with 31. Here's a quick outside shot by NEWLIN. That's good. And that cuts the lead to 11, but that's going to be too little and too late. As West is going to continue to burn some clock, zips it over to Goodrich. Goodrich to McMillan. Down to Counts down low underneath, and Counts with the layup, and that's off the rim, no good. But Counts gets his own rebound. And he's going to pass that one out for a fresh 24. A minute to play. Again, the Lakers content to dribble out the clock. Trailing by 11, the Rockets aren't going to foul. Down low they go to Bridges again, and this time he converts from in close. Another assist for Jerry West, give him 15 on the night. And the lead is stretched out to 13. We're in the final minute of play. What a performance by these Lakers in the second half to take control of this one. And they will move on in the championship bracket. Here's a missed shot by NEWLIN. Rebounded by Rudy T. Rudy T is going to throw one up from the outside in spite of the double team. He can't get the shot off. Back out to Walker, back down low to Rudy T. He gets the basket, but that's too little and too late. Houston still trails by 11. We're down to 50 seconds to play. Again, West is going to dribble down some clock. Over to Goodrich. And Goodrich scores from the free throw line. That's 33. And the lead is back up to 13 with just now 40 seconds to play. NEWLIN with it on the outside. From 15 feet, he shoots and scores. 37 seconds to play. LA wants to burn some clock. This burn clock option is kind of disappointing. It doesn't seem to take a whole lot of time off the clock. West shoots and misses. And the ball rolls into the seats. Houston will have the basketball with 29 seconds to play. It's Walker. It's MARIN. Down inside to Moore. Moore shoots and scores. That's going to make it a 9-point game. Again, too little, too late. As West is going to burn clock. From the perimeter. Has it stolen by Walker. Walker on the outside sends it into Otto Moore. Gets it back, shoots the jump shot, and scores it. But with 20 seconds to play, the deficit is still 7. And now the Lakers are just going to hold the ball. They get it in the hands of Goodrich. And NEWLIN fouled him. Goodrich will get 3 to make 2. Just padding the stats at this point as Goodrich hits the first. And Goodrich hits them both. He's got 35. And with 20 seconds to play, we're still running things down. They get it inside to Rudy T. Under the backboard. Kicks it out to Walker on the perimeter. The jump shot by Walker is off the rim, no good. Counts takes the rebound. That is his 10th board of the night. 16 seconds to play. Goodrich holding the ball. Goodrich from the outside. Sends it down low to Counts. And Counts is fouled by Tomjanovich. He'll shoot 2 with now 15 seconds to play. Boy, yeah, this end of game timing on this software leaves something to be desired as Counts goes to the free throw line and hits the first. Counts 2 for 2. And the lead is back to 11 with 15 seconds to play. Houston runs it up the court. It's NEWLIN from the outside. He shoots and misses. Rebound goes to Goodrich. Let's try just passing and see what happens here. Goodrich passes it around on the outside. 5 seconds to play. Passes it again. 3 seconds to play. West is going to hold the ball. And dribble out the clock. All right. Finally, we're done here. 133-122 is your final score after a brilliant fourth quarter performance by the Lakers. The Lakers put up 79 points in the second half. That is incredible. And you know, this team is in the Final Four now as they will advance to the semifinals. Let's take a look at your box score. Leading scorer on the night was Rudy Tomjanovich, but he had, I think, 28 of his 36 in the first half and 12 rebounds. So good night for Rudy T, but went quiet down the stretch as LA took over in the second half. Leading scorer for the Lakers was Goodrich with 35. Jerry West, big night, 12 points and 16 assists. Also big performances by Bridges with 22 and 13. Chamberlain with 20 and 11. 19 and 9 for McMillan. Just a good night for all of the Lakers all the way around as the starting five for LA dominated this game. Houston did their best to keep up. They had a good first half, but they were overmatched down the stretch. Tomjanovich, 36 and 12, 24 for NEWLIN, 20 for Walker, to go with 6 rebounds and 6 assists. So the LA wins this game. Houston goes home disappointed. Your fourth quarter scoring was just all Gail Goodrich, 15 points in the fourth period for the Lakers as they ran away with it. Chamberlain, 13 of his 20 in the second half. Nice night off the bench by Travis Grant, putting in 8 points in the fourth period. And Houston just could not keep up with the firepower of the Lakers. So let's take a look now at your brackets. As LA wins this one, Los Angeles 133, Houston 122. Boy, that is the exact same score by which LA won in Game 3. How about that? And we'll make that nice and pretty. The yellow ones are the games that were on the channel. So Los Angeles moves ahead, and it is the top 4 teams in the Final Four. And really the top 4 teams in the league in 72-73 have made it to the finals. So it will be Golden State versus Los Angeles, New York versus Milwaukee coming down the stretch. Next week we'll look at the Knicks and the Bucks. Since we've seen LA on the channel the last couple of weeks, it will be the New York Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 1 of their semifinal matchup next week on the channel. And again, Heartland Championship Wrestling tomorrow. My Journey with Jesus on Sunday. Thank you all for checking us out here tonight. What a great night we had in the chat room. Lots of good banter. Clinton Parks, Jim Connell, Midlife Crisis, Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, JVD Studios, Dave Gardner, the Gold Eagle 99, Philip Reynolds, and SDG Replays, all checking in tonight in the chat room. Thank you all for checking things out. Once again, your final score, Los Angeles 133, Houston 102. From the Dave Cave, this is Dave Little on behalf of the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.